Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 142 of the Rent Success podcast. And today we are joined by another rent rockstar. I know you're going to enjoy this story. He describes himself as a London rent HMO specialist with a passion for saving time-stricken landlords. And he's debunked every single prejudice surrounding HMOs in London. He's a multi-award winning NHS administrator superstar by day, and he's a lofty dreamer. I love the way this is. Lofty dreamer, part-time procrastinator, transformed into fierce action taker and mindset magician. Welcome to the show, Miguel Hales Taylor.
Hello, thank you for having me, Steph.
Well, we got to know Miguel when he was on the Kickstarter program, and then also Miguel did the Blow Up Your Life program with Nikki. He's an absolute rock star. He is a mindset magician, and that's so important in success. But Miguel, it'd be great to start off with a bit about your background and basically how you got here.
Okay, so my name is Miguel House Taylor. I have a company called The Pro in Property. We do rent to rent in London. I'm focusing on HMOs, not serviced accommodation. And yeah, it started years ago. I would say, I don't think you have enough time in the day to hear the full story. But I'll give you the bridge version. While I was working my apprenticeship in TFL, my first proper job, way back in 2016, I think it was. Actually, it was before that, way before that, actually. I remember looking out over, like, we were on the eighth floor in middle of central London, Westminster. I remember looking out across the buildings and saying, wow, look at all of these buildings, look at all this property. Something's got to be done with this. Like, people are here doing amazing things, making great money, doing construction. How do I get involved? And I had no idea way back then. Um, yeah, and then so fast forward a few years, I did a course in construction in NVQ. That didn't go so well. I was not interested in the maths at all on that. Like, it was not for me. And then something happened, and then someone at work actually really ticked me off one day. And then I said, "There's got to be more to life than this. Like, why do I have to put up with a lot of other people's nonsense? I don't know what it is, but I need to figure it out." And actually, I'm recording this in the library of the hospital that I work at. And I remember calling the girlfriend out, literally not too far from here, and saying to her, look, I looked her dead in the eyes and I said, look, we're going to figure something out. I don't know what it is in this world, but I will figure something out and I'm going to change the situation. And that's that. I didn't know, I had no plan, no anything. And I remember just literally Googling how to make money in London. And then people said property investment came up. And then from there, this is a good tip for everyone listening as well. I made a separate YouTube account for myself, did nothing but property on there, let the algorithm do its work for me. And then before you know it, found a bunch of mentors, coaches, and everything, watched a million videos all the way through. And then, yeah, said, you know what, rent to rent is a strategy for me. Let's go. And then fast forward, here I am, secured my first deal in August 2021. And it's going on a year now. So, yeah. And things have been great. I haven't looked back since. So, yeah.
So there's always that moment, isn't there, where you just think, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And when that person had a go at you at work, you just thought, that is it.
Literally.
I'm going. But did you not have the hesitations, the fears, the concerns? What was it that made you decide to invest in the mentorship, in the Kickstarter
In the
mentorship?
Kickstarter.
Mm.
So I'm very, everyone that knows me really well knows that Miguel is probably the most stubborn person, or at least I used to be, I'd say. I'm very stubborn, I'm very headstrong, and I don't know if that's to do with my upbringing. Very wrong and strong mum sometimes kind of thing. You know the type. But yeah, but I said, you know what? I can make anything work. So let's do it. One thing I did do, I did believe in myself, believe that I can make things work. But I always believe that it came from a place of I'm the underdog and it has to be hard work and whatever. And yeah, so took it from there and yeah, just pretty much, oh, wow, just pretty much flew with it after that, to be honest with you, Steph. Um, I started, so I went on the YouTube channels and whatnot, found a bunch of mentors, bunch of coaches, said to myself, all right then, so what are they telling me? Actually make a plan out of everything that they're telling me, write it down, and then do that. Make a business plan. So did that. Listen to a bunch of things that weren't even relevant to me. I swear to you. Like I went on like I remember listening to they're fantastic, but I listened to Rob and Rob, the two Robs from the Property Podcast, Property Hub, and then I'm listening to all the strategies that they ever mentioned and vice that, and I was thinking, this is so difficult. There's so much information. I don't know how to act with this. And then I think luckily one day, because like I said, the algorithm was doing the work for me, I came along you, Stephanie. And I saw one of your videos. It was a really, when I look at the thumbnail now, the video, oh my God, it's a completely different person. And then I said, all right, then this woman seems to know what she's talking about. She's doing the one strategy I want to do. So let's just focus. And that was the first time I ever said, you know what, rather just throw away all the other things and let's focus on one single thing. And then so the rent to rent thing was it for me. So I actually didn't sign up to the Kickstarter straight away. I actually went to your website, and then you had the cute as, I think it was called the cutest puppy package, whatever. Yeah. And yeah. So I downloaded the contracts, I downloaded like the letter templates and whatnot. And me being me, being headstrong and being a lone wolf and whatever, I didn't really ask anyone else for help. And then so I was slugging at it, trying on my own for so long. And I think I was doing that for about a year, no, probably just less than a year, and nothing was really sticking. I sent letters out, nothing was really sticking. I didn't know what was going wrong. And then I just had a moment. I said, right, maybe it's better to go with people that know what they're talking about and actually have those conversations and be part of a community where you can bounce ideas off people. Maybe it's time for a change, Miguel. And then yeah, so that was it. And that was the big push that got me to join the Kickstarter group. It was not really going anywhere when I'm trying it on my own and being in my little corner kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. And I think we all have that tendency because you think, well, I kind of know what to do here. But I think people underestimate, because there's knowing what to do at different levels, isn't there? Like if I came into your job and you just sort of told me quickly the highlights, I could probably get the highs. But then if I tried to do it, I'm probably going to struggle.
That's exactly it.
And it's exactly the same with rent to rent, or with any business, or with anything new. So just to let listeners know, I don't know why I called it Cutest Puppies Pack. What was that?
I think you had the session with Dash Hounds at the time.
Yes, I did. I did have a session with Dash Hounds, but just let people know that was, you could buy the contracts and other items on the website, and you can still get them, and that's at renttoRentSuccess.com/power, and you've got the Rent to Rent Power Pack there with the contracts and the deal analyzer and the letter templates. But yeah, so you tried on your own for a long while. That's a story that I hear often, and then you decided, you know what, I'm going to join the mentorship, and you sounds like you didn't really have many fears going into it. But tell us, were you worried about, making that investment, or just doing rent to rent in general, or what was anything concerning you?
No, there were fears. The biggest fear is coming from like my background kind of thing. I'm coming from a very humble place. Money is quite scarce to us. We don't really go on a lot of holidays. We don't really spend big or anything like that. Saving's always been a bit difficult. But at the same time, I decided that this is my thing. I've already looked my girlfriend in the eyes and I said, I will make this work. And the button's already been pressed. Like, so it's just go from here. That's all it is. It's just go. So I said, you know what? I don't care what it is. And you know what? This is the other thing as well about being too bullish. I said, I don't care. And I said, you know what? Whatever the price is, I'm probably going to pay it, because I searched it up and it was like, I can't remember what the price was now, but I think it was 2,000, something like that. But then I think afterwards, I got the email through. So guys, if you are thinking of signing up, wait for the email to come through saying that you can get it at a discounted price, because I already paid. So I don't know if after this Steph's going to send me that little refund, but
you would have got the same. You would have got the same. But
yeah.
I'll talk afterwards,
okay.
then, in case.
But no, I'm absolutely fine. But yeah, no, the way it all played out was exactly how it was supposed to play out. Like, I had to do it. I had to be able to make that commitment. I had to be ready in that moment to act the way I needed to act for me to be here where I am now. You can't have regrets on the actions that you took along the way, along the journey. Like, end of the day, that my journey is my individual struggle, and it's all the demons that I had to fight to get here. as
Yeah.
well, kind of thing. So I don't take any of it back. I don't. So yeah.
Oh my God, it's so inspiring talking to you. I'm just getting goosebumps here. But
Mm,
Miguel, the first hurdle is, of course, getting that first deal.
mm.
So tell us what went down with getting the first deal.
So again, so in the course now, you taught us all the best ways to market to landlords. It's all there, like sending the letters, getting out there, making the calls when you can, stuff like that. I was doing it, and things were going fine. Like you're getting viewings. Not everything you, not everything that comes across you is going to be a deal. As previous one of your mentees said to me in the group, is it was Mark Fitzgerald. He said, "A deal's not a deal unless it's a deal," and I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn." Well,
That is a good
that's what.
line.
So yeah, that's what he said to me, and I was like, "All right, then I get you. I hear you." So just don't accept absolutely anything just because you're. Just don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. Like, still keep your head about you. End of the day, this is your business, and the amount of like, oh my gosh, I can see his face almost now. Like he used to just get like heat. He was like, "This is your business," and I'm like, "Oh gosh,
Yeah.
easy, Mark." But yeah, so yeah, he was quite strict on that. So and I kept that in mind whenever I was going through. So even when things were coming along and like you're trying to negotiate and you get a price that is almost there, or if something's really bad in the property, you've just got to let some things go. And if the landlord is, because it's a specific product, it's a very niche product for a very niche clientele,
Mhm.
and you've got to remember that we are service providers essentially, kind of thing. Like we're not big property investors yet or do anything like that. We are here to deliver a service in an ethical way, kind of thing, and that's only going to appeal to the right customer. So
Mhm.
when you find that customer, then you're golden, kind of thing. But until you find that customer, you know, you're not going to sell you're not going to sell a steak to someone who just like frequents McDonald's every day, kind of thing. Like it's just not it. Like this is yeah, it's a different caliber, it's a different kettle of fish.
So good. And it turned out that it was being in the Kickstarter community helped you get your first deal.
It
So
was.
tell us about how all that went down.
So yeah, so I actually so I was very keen because I knew that this is what I needed to do to make it work, be here, and I need to be as engaged as I can. So I literally went back to the beginning of when you first started the Kickstarter and watched all the videos up until my point, so I could learn all the questions that everyone else was learning, get myself up to knowledge, kind of thing. And then before you know it, you're hearing similar things. So once I was used to that, I took a tip from one of the Robs. It was Rob Dix actually, because they made a second podcast which was Ask the Rob. So you have a section where they call in, and they said that asking questions or answering people's questions actually helps you with your knowledge, because then you're actually researching and trying to find out the answers, and then you can help people as well along the way. So I was like, all right, then cool. So when people were asking questions in the group, I was actually replying as well. So I was doing my best to reply to as many as I could when I could, kind of thing. And then funnily enough, someone was posted a deal and they were negotiating on it and they were struggling with the landlord, and I gave some advice on it, and I was like, okay, then cool. And then left that be. Didn't hear from it. I didn't hear anything about that for like a few weeks, maybe a month or so. And then so, I was getting quite I was in a place where I was like, oh come on, I need my first deal to come. And I remember I was sitting at my desk at work, and I rarely check my phone. I especially don't check my phone for Facebook notifications. Like what for? I've got no interest in Facebook. But then I saw it was in the Kickstarter group, and it was the guy who posted that deal a while ago, and he said, oh, there's a deal here, does anyone want it, because I'm moving for work. I replied within, I think it was less than a minute of him posting that, like as soon as the notification came through, and I said, yeah, I'm interested. I didn't even check the location properly, but I said, yeah, I'm interested. And then long story short, because I'm very long-winded, he said to me, you know what, Miguel, a few people got back to me. You were the first, and also you're always so enthusiastic, you're always talking in the group, kind of thing. I trust you with it. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. So then yeah, he trusted me enough for me to pay him a £4,000 sourcing fee for that. And yeah, but it was the best thing ever. And then yeah, that was my first deal.
And I just want to say a couple of things, because sometimes people you were giving. Do you know what I mean? You
mm,
decided, you heard something on Rob and Rob. Other people could have listened to that show and not taken that away from it. And you thought, yeah, I'm going to get in that. I'm going to answer people's questions. I'm going to help them. And then you were answering a question, helping this guy, saying you could negotiate harder and offer lower rent. That's what you were
mm,
saying to this guy on the
mm,
post. And then he came back, and because of all that you have been giving, not only to him but also in the group in general, which it is a lovely group, you ended up getting that deal. And just want to just point out the other side is, so for people coming into the group, because people often ask me this, what about if I can't do a refurbishment? In this case, there was no refurbishment, but
No.
the reason why people might not take a deal, A, they might not want to refurbish it if the landlord's not going to pay, or in this case, the person was moving out of the area. And so you were able to buy the deal from him. So that puts money in his pocket, so he's happy. And it puts a deal in your pocket that puts money in your pocket, so you're happy. And so your startup costs, because then people always want to know what is the startup costs. So yours was
it was
£4,000
£4,000. Yeah.
for buying the deal.
Yeah.
And then it was already refurbished.
So beautifully as well. Oh my god. Yeah, 6-bed, all en suite. It looks absolutely stunning. Like all I ever hear, like when people come to viewings, is, "Wow, this actually looks better than the pictures." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome." So, so yeah, it's been a fantastic house so far. Like never had problems filling the rooms. Like maybe I've had a couple like 1 week, 2 week gaps or whatever where with tenant changeovers, but other than that, interest is always there. Like weekends full of viewings. It's great.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting, because people do always say, but don't I have to take on the rubbish properties and pay a lot to refurb them? And I think that's because in the beginning we used to do that. And when we did our case studies, we would say, this is what we did at the beginning, but you honestly don't have to do that. And I think landlords don't expect that anyway. And so many of our Rent to Rent Rockstars are coming on the show, and they're saying exactly what you said. Like when Ayabo came on, hers was recently refurbished. It was newly refurbished, 6-bed, all en suite as well. So it's so great that you can get in there and be able to start making money straight away. And I know that you got 4 figures a month on this one. So you didn't have to refurb. We talked about the cash flow. Miguel, what would you say? Because there are so many people who want to do what you're doing. They would love to be on the show. What would you say are the secrets to success, to your success?
The secret is get over yourself. That sounds really harsh, and it sounds yeah, it might sound condescending to some, but I feel like that was one of the things holding me back, is getting over yourself. Like I said earlier on, just you know, like just seeing that, you know what, I am the problem in my way, kind of thing. Like me thinking I can do everything alone. Like get over it. Don't be that person anymore. Like even now, actually, with running this HMO that I've been doing now, like I've actually been doing a fantastic job and not realizing I've been doing a great job of it. I called the landlords, it was a couple of weeks ago now, just to get a review, because I did the blow up your life with Nikki, and then I realized actually I'm doing really well. So I called in just to see how he was doing, what he thinks of what I'm doing, and he said to me, his words were, "Miguel, I couldn't have imagined anyone better than you." Like, and I was just like, "Whoa, are you for real?" And he was in Turkey. He was in Turkey when I called him, and yeah, so he's actually there on a holiday. He's enjoying himself. His one thing was that he's had to have minimal involvement in anything to do with the property. Like even the little things, like we had I don't know if you know, like the councils are checking to see that the rooms are fit for purpose and stuff like that, and making sure that they're achieving the right council tax and stuff. So he surprised me. Well, he just said, "Miguel, council's coming to check it. You need to be there." And I was like, "All right, then, cool." So luckily I do inspections regularly. I make sure nothing funny is happening in the property. I make sure everything's always spick and span. I've got my cleaner, that there's nothing's loose, nothing's broken. And they checked it in all the rooms. Everything was perfectly fine. Never heard from them again. We weren't bothered again. So and that's the kind of thing that he wants, because he wants to just not be involved and be certain that his money is going to come in every single month and he can live his life. The guy got married in the time that I hadn't spoken to him. He got married. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm actually changing his life, and I didn't realize that I'm changing his life and allowing him to live freely while his investment grows for him and does what it wants. So
do you know what, Miguel? tell people what area you're in, because if anybody's listening with an HMO in your area, they might want you to take it over.
Oh, so this is in Woodford Green
Mhm.
area. So IG8 area. So yeah, so I'm all over there. But I'm actually funnily enough, I'm based in South London as well. So I took the deal because, well, it's very easy for me to get to. It's
Mhm.
literally half an hour drive on a really good day. So it's very simple for me to get to. Just bang on the motorway kind of thing, and then I'm there. But yeah, anywhere in between, guys, feel free to contact me.
Yeah. Absolutely no, and that is what people want. That guy doesn't want to be stretching everything, squeezing everything out of that property and
No.
be over there managing it or going if people moving out and whatever, or if the council want to go there. He doesn't want that. And the reason why it's good for us is because we then make that cash flow. So for most people who are doing rent to rent's going to be a temporary thing. It's
Mm,
not something that you necessarily are going to do forever. You're getting that great cash flow. It's building up. You're using it. You're investing in your business to grow it, and that leverage of having those testimonials and having those before and after pictures, it's
mm.
priceless. And I know that you're going to go from strength to strength.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, is there
Mhm.
anything else that you want to leave people with? Words of inspiration, or um, just a tip if somebody is sort of feeling kind of hesitant about making the leap?
Wow, you just said, as soon as you said it, that was the word. It was take a leap of faith. Take a
Mm,
leap of faith in yourself. Once you decide that you want more, explore it. Take a moment, take time out. If you might not be on a holiday or whatever, but just time in a corner in a room on your own with a piece of paper and write down exactly what it is you want to be, no matter how crazy it might sound. And then do the work, like 1% each day improvement, or 1% step towards that goal, and you will get there. Like in a year's time, you won't even recognize who you are anymore. You won't even, because you know that you're taking action. But take that leap of faith and you will achieve whatever you want to achieve.
yeah, and you mentioned earlier the Blow Up Your Life, which is at blowupyourlife.com, which is the coaching that Nikki and I do.
Mm,
But you did that with Nikki, and
yeah.
what tell me how that worked and what how you found it.
So that was a game changer for me. So I think I experienced my property journey in reverse. So I was very confident at the beginning, but then as soon as I actually got the property, the nerves kicked in. I didn't know what was going on. I remember actually walking around the house of landlord, and he was showing me stuff, and it was just he was talking, but I saw I couldn't hear a thing because I was like, oh my god, I'm going to sign the papers. What's happening? Oh my god! And I was in his house as well, and then like we had the papers in front of us, and my leg was shaking because I needed to go to the toilet so badly. It was a scene you wouldn't believe. Oh my gosh! But my entire thing was in reverse, and then so there was months of me dealing with the house, me taking care of the tenants, making sure the guaranteed rent was paid every month, and not acknowledging that actually I'm doing a fantastic job.
Mhm.
I think there was one instance where there was a flooding, and I got him involved, and then there was a second flooding. I said, you know what? I don't even want to get him involved. I think this was like month 4 or something like that. And I said, what is my product? My product is to deliver a hands-free cash flow for him with zero stress and freedom from all HMO management. So can I actually deliver that? And so I thought about it and I said, you know what? This flood's happened. Let the water drain because there's a new drainage system in there, and then deal with the rest. Like, can you deal with the rest yourself, Miguel? Prove that you can do it and deliver your product. And I did. And then that was that. So I dealt with that. And as time went on, and that's probably one of the biggest issues. And as time went on, and I was dealing with things, I realized it's been 9 months. I think I said sorry. It's been 9 months since I've actually spoken to this landlord. Like, is he even still alive? Like his account. I hope you're not sending money to Casper the Friendly Ghost, because he's having a great life. And then, like I said, it was actually after doing the Blow Up Your Life course with Nikki that I gave him a call, and then I was like, okay, then cool. So how are things? And then I realized that, oh, I'm actually doing good. So all the nerves, all the anxiety, wondering, actually, am I an imposter? And I think that's another thing that people suffer from, imposter syndrome. Like, am I an imposter doing this? But no, you're taking the action, and that's why I said my last words were, take a leap of faith and do the little actions, and before you know it, you're actually in a place that you don't even recognize anymore. And that's where I am. So I'm giving you my own experience. Like, I don't even recognize where I am anymore. I don't even recognize where I used to be. Like, this is a brand new person, and I'm confident and ready and willing to grow into the person that I want to be in 3, 4, 5 years from now.
Yeah, and I think people do beat themselves up so much because we all go through that. No matter what we're doing, every new thing, you go through that whole imposter syndrome. You see all of the dangers that could happen. You don't see any of the right results that could happen. You rarely give yourself the praise, and you live in this sort of state of slight fear, because that was our basic instinct before, to always be on the guard, look out for dangers to stay alive. But we don't need that so much anymore. But it is a conscious practice of using your mind to create that new future. And that is how we become more confident and competent. And I think people underestimate how important all that mindset stuff is. And they just think, why am I not doing it? But it's because 90% some of the time your brain is telling you, don't do this, it's dangerous. And it's giving you lots of bad feelings. So getting over that is a little bit of a process, working on your mind. And that's why we have the whole mindset mastery part of the Kickstarter program. But obviously Blow Up Your Life is brilliant as an adjunct, or if people are not even doing rent to rent and they just want to get on that mindset tick. I remember I had somebody who I coached on the Blow Up Your Life who was really struggling in Zoom meetings, you know, a very successful engineer, but he was finding he was struggling in in-person meetings. He was fine in Zoom meetings. And we did one thing on that call, which was able to solve that problem straight away. Just open the door for him to see that what he had to say on Zoom he thought was important. And he could just take that same thought into an in-person meeting and feel entirely different. And I think many of us don't even know that we have that power. We think we have to feel that way because we're in a meeting, but you can just choose a different thought and create a whole different feeling that creates a different result.
Oh my God. That was, you know, I have to add to that as well, you know. I'm so sorry. In terms of creating different thoughts as well, one thing that Nikki really helped me realize is, and it was to do with the writing up your goals and writing up where you want to be. When things don't actually fit into your goals, why give it the energy? Why give so much of your time, so much of your thought, so much of your being to that? Like, and you need to let the world know that these are my goals. And before you know, when people know that that is what you care about, all of a sudden the answers start coming in. Like, friends will help you, family will help you, they'll support you. They see something on Instagram, on YouTube, they have a conversation with someone, they will pass that information on to you. And before you know it, now you're not working alone. Like, the world, the universe, your friends, your network is working for you. So yeah, man, like, don't let the things that aren't important to you be important, if that makes sense. You know?
Yes. Don't minor in majors. Don't major in minors.
That's
Can't
the
remember
one.
who said that. But don't major in minor things. And it's so true. And it's what we spend our majority of our life on. Often when you go, for example, when you go into the office and you're just dealing with what's in the inbox, that's reactive. You're not actually getting to actually deal with, unless your job is to reply to the emails. You have a job that's different. That's about what you want to create in your job. And some of us let ourselves get so worn out at work and everything else that we don't leave enough energy, time, or focus to create the success that we want in our own life, to create, for example, a rent-to-rent business or whatever your personal dream is. And it's to be really conscious about creating that time. So there's so much more than the actual strategy. And I think, Miguel, the way you've talked today, it's really brought that out, the power of the mind. And I mean, you're such a lovely guy as well. The way that you
thank you,
been so generous. And I think people will be able to hear that. And guys, you can also go and see Miguel on video, and that's at rentsuccess.com/142 for episode 42 if you want to see his lovely face. But no, it's been amazing having you as part of the mentorship program, Miguel. You do give so much. I'm so excited, delighted for you, and I know that you're really gonna fly from here. And I know you're looking to buy your own property as well.
Yes, yes, I am. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next couple of years, that will be sorted. Thank you so much, Devnas. It's been a massive pleasure being part of your circle, actually. I feel like you've given so much with your generosity, your openness, your just willing nature to help people, and it's massive. It's probably bigger than you realize. So on behalf of everyone that listens to these podcasts, because I'm also a massive listener. I think I've listened to every single episode. Thank you for everything you give, and thank Nikki as well for everything that she gives, helping us all out in the Kickstarter and Blow Up Your Life as well. So yeah.
Oh, do you know, honestly, I've said this twice today, but that's just the tingles all over but that's the sort of person you are. It's turning into a love fest, this is. but, but no, I think it is important because a lot of people do courses and people are very skeptical, quite rightly, about courses because sometimes a person will be selling a course and will be all over the place, talking about their course. But then when you actually go on their course, you never see that person. They're not actually involved either in the community, or if there's any live sessions, there may be no live sessions. So I think that is one thing that we really enjoy, is that we're both live with you in the program every week. And that gives us a better connection to you all and to what's happening now. We've updated the course so many times because people have told us this bank account is not good now. This person on Fiverr is amazing for doing this. And we've added all that in. But anyway,
cool.
I'm going off at a tangent. Did you want to say anything else, Miguel?
No, just believe in yourself, people. It took me long enough to do it, but I'm here now, so join me. It's a great place to be in.
Yeah, I think it truly is, to have that, to know that you've created it, for yourself. And if you have been thinking about getting started, if you want to get started, if you just want to find out a little bit more, do get the Rent Success Masterclass and Guide. It's at renttoRentSuccess.com/guide. And thank you so much, Miguel, for joining us, not only here today in the mentorship and in the group. And everyone, thank you so much for listening. And remember, believe bigger, be bolder, be a game changer. See you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.